Alrighty guys, so let's jump in and start customizing this thing here. So I want to do a few different things here to show you some settings and just how to test these AIs in general, because the way the process goes for, if you're going to modify this AI sales agent, especially if you're going to modify it heavily, you'll want to test it before you start deploying it and having it talk to your real leads. So you want to make sure it's doing what you want it to do. Now, in the OpenAI playground here, you'll find a link for this in the description, and you'll be able to get access to my OpenAI playground. It'll email you the link, and then you can actually sign up for the OpenAI account and get access. Now, once you have access, what we need to do is we need to get access to GPT-4, which is the latest and greatest AI model that is you can get access to. Now, the way we do this, because this isn't available right away as you sign up, but there is a way to get it immediately. Now, what you do to shortcut that is just go to your settings, go to billing, and then you'll see here credit balance. So credit balance is the amount basically, the AI costs money per token, which is essentially the easiest way to describe it is per word. It's very, very cheap to operate. But you'll need to add a minimum of $10 to your balance. So the way that works is you go to add credit balance or add a payment method, add credit balance, add 10 or 20 bucks. That'll go a very, very long way with the with the AI. But then once you have added a balance, they'll actually give you access to GPT-4 so that you can start using it. Now, the way we start using it is once you get back to the screen, now you can always get to the here by using that link after you've added your credit balance, is come back here, set the model to GPT-4. And then what we need to do is make sure the setting is set to, there's a couple different things here. So when I actually give you guys this model, it's going to be set to 0.8. Now, the temperature basically controls sort of the output of the AI. It makes it more or less random. So I wouldn't recommend going higher than a 1 on the scale over here. If I was to put it to like 0, it's going to sound a lot more repetitive and a bit more robotic. And just to compare what I mean by that, I'm going to do this. You can do this compare button, and this is how you can test different models against each other. Now, I guess they won't let you change can you change? Okay, you can change the temperature. Cool, that's what I was thinking. So we'll put this one down to a 0.2 on this model, and then we'll run these AIs compared to each other. So we have the same greeting, which I'm going to show you to customize all that. But let's just send the same greeting or same message. Let's just say, yeah, I wanna do the front 2 windows only. Hit run. Both AIs are going to reply. So there may not be a little difference because it's such a short response, but we'll see. Great, thanks for letting me know. And then before we move forward, do you have any existing tint on these windows that needs to be removed? You can see on the right with our lower temperature, same AI, just lower temperature. The AI says, great, thanks for confirming that. Before we proceed, I need to know if there's any existing tint on the front windows that needs to be removed. So you can see a little bit different phrasing and language. Like in this case, says before we move forward. This one says before we proceed. Slightly more like machine language. So let's just go and jump to, let's just say, yeah, both front windows. Now let's see what the difference. So the AI says on the right for our lower temperature AI says, thanks for letting me know. Here's the breakdown of the costs. Tint removal for both front windows, $30 per window, so that's $60. For the new tint, we have two options: standard tint 120 and ceramic tint 190. Just to let you know, the ceramic tint offers enhanced infrared light reduction, which can help keeping your vehicle interior cooler. Both come with a lifetime warranty. Now, on the left with our higher temperature, it says, all right, thanks for the information. The cost for removing the existing tint from the front 2 windows will be $60, $30 per window. For tinting the front 2 windows, we have 2 options: standard tint 120, ceramic tint 190. Ceramic tint offers enhanced infrared light reduction, which can help in keeping the vehicle interior cooler. This could also increase your vehicle's fuel economy. Which option you lean towards? So you can see very similar in language, but just some different wording usage. On on the two, between the two. Let's just do one more response. And guys, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, closer to an hour, because I'm going to go really into depth on how to customize this. That way you guys have all the tools and knowledge you need to actually really dive in and start customizing this if you guys need to do make it work, so you can make it work for your business. And change up the pricing and all the customization you need to make. But I'm just showing you guys around the playground, that way you get an idea and nobody's confused about anything or whatnot. So let's see. Yeah, sure. Let's do the standard. I'm on a budget. Let's just make it give a little bit stronger, different response. What darkness is options are there, and does what darkness options are there, and how does that all work? So I'm just going to make the AI give a longer response here to try and get some more different language usage. So on the left here, our higher temperature. Now this is a little bit, this is showing a lot more differently. So okay, this is a good example of the difference between the high and lower temperature. So high temperature says, sure thing, we can definitely go with the standard tint. As for darkness, we can accommodate any level of darkness you prefer. The darkness of the tint is measured by the percentage of light that passes through your windows, which is referred to as the visible light transmission, VLT percent. For example, a 70% tint allows 70% of light to pass through, whereas 5% tint, also known as limo tint, only allows 5% of light to pass through, making the window very dark. Now, please note that the price remains the same regardless of the tint darkness level you choose. Do you have a specific tint percentage in mind for front two windows? Now, on the lower temperature AI, it responded with great choice with the standard tint. As for the darkness, we can accommodate any darkness level you prefer. The price remains the same regardless of the darkness level. Typically, customers choose between 50% light and 35% medium, 20% dark. However, we can certainly adjust your preference. What level of darkness are you thinking for your windows? So that's just an example to, sort of show you guys the difference in the temperature there. Obviously, the AI on the left is a bit more human-like, and on the right, it's a bit more concise and to the point. So it's just kind of really what you prefer. What you want to do is just test different temperatures between 0 and 1 to see what output you like the most and what's giving, kind of sounds the way you want it to sound in the language it's using. Typically, I use lower temperatures for my clients' businesses because I just want the AI to be very predictable. But believe it or not, the more robotic sounding words has never really, it's never thrown up any flags. Like, I've never had anybody ever ask, "Is this an AI I'm talking to?" or anything like that, even on lower temperatures with the models. So if that's a concern for you guys, it's never been something that has been an issue yet. Obviously, it sounds a little bit more robotic, but I typically use lower temperature. But if you guys like the outputs of the higher temperatures, go ahead and use the higher temperatures. I'll probably start using more high temperature um, in future build outs for clients and stuff like that, just so you guys know. Like, that doesn't mean the higher temperature doesn't mean the performance sucks or anything like that. It's just the AI just talks differently, kind of, and gives a slightly different output. So hopefully that gives a good idea of what temperature does. And really, like I said, it just comes into dialing, everything in the prompt in based on the temperature you start building on. So let's see here. Put my temperature back to 0.8. Like, the original test that I ran on my other YouTube video was at 0.8. So like I said, I'm going to start building out more agents on higher temperatures just to be, because like I said, that it's getting better and better with sounding more human-like, which I like that aspect of it. Even though the lower temperature has resulted in amazing performance in the past, I'm just curious to see if even if a higher temperature, even makes it even better. We'll see. I'll do some testing, but all right, guys. So that's where you can compare the model. So be sure to switch your. Let me go let my damn dog in. One sec. All right, guys. So let's jump in and just go over this prompt here. So the system prompt is essentially what the term is called prompt engineering. Now, this is where you design the AI's behavior, design the information, how it goes about talking to the customer. Now, like I said, there's a lot of AI tools popping up with super basic generic prompts that result in poor performance. So the idea is to really dial in the prompt, make it very specific, very complete, and that way you dial in your AI's behavior. It's the difference. An AI is only as good as the prompt that you give it. So if you give it garbage, it's going to output garbage, garbage in, garbage out. Just remember that. So a lot of times if you see super cheap AI tools, where it's like, oh, it's $50 a month, or it's a lot of times super low performance. Like, it's not great. Not to talk trash on anybody's thing, but the prompt is, like I said, garbage in, garbage out, and the prompt makes or breaks the AI's performance. So the idea is to really dial in your prompt engineering and really dial in the behavior of what you want the AI to do. Now, just to go over some prompt techniques, you'll see like the goal here. I give this particular prompt says goal: be a compelling salesman for Speakeasy Window Tinting. You're guiding your users through our window tinting sales process. So the idea here with this sentence, and language is very important with prompt engineering because the AI interprets language very closely. So you have to be a lot of times very specific and detailed. That way the AI doesn't misinterpret or anything like that. So we tell the AI, you are guiding the user through our window tint sales process, and the user is not guiding you. You are the salesman. You are walking the user through the conversation. Now, another thing here is when we give our AI, like, we don't just want to say, go be a salesman, because that would just be like telling a random person to go sell your services and just wing it, essentially. We don't want the AI to wing it. We want the AI to follow something and be dialed in and give it sales practices and execute behaviors that we know will work. We don't want to just wing it. We want to tell the AI exactly what to do, how to go about it. So again, garbage in, garbage out. We're going to give it really good information, really good prompts. We get really good responses and really good performance. So again, we tell the AI, your overall mission is to guide the user through our window tinting sales process as the salesman. And we have this right here. We have behavior guidelines and communication style. So it's kind of this encompassing thing right here. Now, what we're telling the AI here is be as concise as possible. Keep your messages well structured, clear, easy to understand. Avoid unnecessary fluff and outputs. Be concise, friendly, casual, and informative. Avoid revealing AI identity. Use casual language so that you don't sound robotic or use robotic words. Don't repeat the contact's name in each message to avoid sounding overly formal. Don't overly repeat the same information. Don't use exclamation points in your outputs. Now, sometimes the AI doesn't always follow these exactly, and that's what I got into earlier with the temperature. The higher your temperature, the less the AI is going to strictly adhere to your guidelines, to stuff like this. Now, if you raise your temperature, the AI will still give correct pricing, but as far as behavioral stuff goes, it a lot of times will be a little bit more loose with these rules. As you saw, when I had the temperature at 0.02 or 0.2, the AI was much more concise and much more to the point. When it was at 0.8, it was a lot more talkative and whatnot. So the AI is going to, again, just keep your temperature. There's a relationship between temperature and instructions and prompts. Now, obviously, if I was to put my temperature to like 2, the AI probably would be terrible at following my instructions and probably not do anything correctly because it would be so creative and so it would be so loose that it would probably not follow the behavior I want it to. So I think, like I said, the sweet spot is between 0 and 1 for the GPT-4 models. So experiment, see what you like, dial in your prompt at a certain temperature. The way I recommend doing it is kind of dial in the AI with the certain temperature, with the responses you like, the sound, the tonality that it's giving, and then if it's test it and then dial in the rest of the prompt to work with the temperature. Don't dial in don't make the prompt and then adjust the temperature. You want to adjust the temperature and then dial in your prompt. So again, I say if you just want to be safe and just have it, I say um, if you just want to be safer, lower the temperature. If you want the AI to be more creative and more randomized and stuff, raise the temperature. So you'll just have to, like I said, test conversation, see if you like the output, and then make changes to the temperature of the prompt for whichever one you want to change, for whichever direction you want to go in. So again, this is all like quality of life stuff. Now, when we say use casual language so you don't sound robotic, or use words, you could put something here in parentheses, e.g. So we're, whoops, capitals, e.g. and then give an example like proceed. Uh, Indeed. So we're telling the AI if there's specific words that the AI is using that you don't like it to use, you could tell it, give it some examples of words not to use, and that will prevent the AI again. Help to prevent the AI from using those words. Again, the higher the temperature, those words might slip through the cracks periodically. The lower the temperature, the more the AI is going to adhere directly to that. Again, that doesn't mean the AI is suddenly going to start giving random prices out there. The AI will give correct pricing because of the way that information is structured. This is, again, behavioral stuff is much more like, it's more, like I said, it's just more of the AI's like behavior, not direct information that it's giving. So there's a difference between the two. So we tell the AI, take your time, don't rush responses, double check pricing to match vehicle accurate or vehicle type accurately. All this stuff I don't really want to change. I mean, most people like don't really want to adjust this either, but you can experiment with it. So the way we tell the AI to follow the sales process is very specific. So we tell the AI to follow our window tint sales process. So if you look down here at our sales process, we label it window tint services sales process, and we start using parentheses here, and you can think of these as like boxes of information. So the AI knows where information starts and stops. So we say window tint sales service process open. This is the beginning of the box, and the box ends right here. So the AI knows the service specific sales process is inside of this box of in parenthesis box essentially. So you can see language is important. We want to use consistent language to label things and reference things across the AI. So again, here we tell the AI, address one service at a time, maintaining a sequential order, complete the entire sales process for one service before collecting a service timeline. Each individual step in each service sales process is numbered in order. Each numbered step should be its own output. Postpone representative transference after discussions and quotes. So what we're telling there is the AI to, when we go through our sales process here that we have outlined, do this one step at a time. So number one should be its own message, its own completed step. You should complete number one before moving on. Number two should be completed before moving to number three. Again, it's just telling the AI, do this step by step. Don't do all this at one time. Go sequentially here down the list and follow this process. So that's what's telling the AI to, dialing in the AI's ability to stick to our sales process, guide the user through it. So we have our closing steps. This is where I tell the AI what I want it to do when the client is ready to be scheduled. I tell it to collect the client's timeline and note it for representative. Do not schedule yourself, because remember, this AI isn't, because we're doing this AI in this tutorial, making it more beginner friendly, it's not going to be able to access our calendar information or calendar directly. So again, you can set up the AIs to look at your calendar and say, oh, we have 9 a.m. on the 15th available, and actually book that spot. If that's what the user wants to do. But because this is a more beginner-friendly tutorial, we're not doing any coding, we're just going to have it collect the timeline, and then you as the business owner can then take over the conversation and say, yep, that works, or no, we can do the 16th or something. I don't know, whatever it is. And you can actually just get the client scheduled manually after the AI has gotten the client ready to book the service. So That is where we clarify what our closing steps look like. We tell the AI not to schedule it yourself because we don't want the AI to just say necessarily like, okay, we'll see you then. We don't necessarily want the AI to confirm it. We just want the AI to collect it, and then you can confirm with the business owner or as the business owner. Now, even if the AI does say like we can do the 15th, you as the business owner can always jump in and be like, oh, we had, with AI the 15th doesn't work. But again, that's the whole point, is to um, have the AI collect the timeline and not necessarily like I said, confirm appointments and do whatever. Because the 15th isn't really as big of a deal, but not, well, I guess it depends. But um, you don't want the AI to say like a next day service is confirmed or something, because like you don't want the AI in the middle of the night to uh, say, like, the customer to say something like, yeah, do you guys have tomorrow morning available, and this is the middle of the night while you're sleeping, and the AI say, yeah, sure, we can see you then, see you at 9 a.m., here's the address. We don't want that to happen, so we tell the AI not to schedule itself. So strictly follow training without making assumptions or adding information. So this is about vehicle categorization. This helps the AI categorize vehicles. Now, this doesn't mean that if this vehicle you're making model is not on this list, that the AI is suddenly going to not be able to accurately price the vehicle. This just helps the AI look at one vehicle and look at the vehicle in the conversation and look and see which category that vehicle is similar to. So let's just pretend, for example, we just had F-150, 250, and 350 here, and we got rid of, the Chevrolet, any of these, all these other trucks. Now, let's just say the customer is having a conversation with the AI, and the customer had a Chevrolet Silverado 2500 or, GMC 2500. The AI could look at that truck and be like, oh, that's similar to an F-250. We're going to put that in the full-size truck categories. That's all this does. Um, like I said, the vehicle, just because it's not on this list doesn't mean the AI can't accurately apply that to the right category. Now, you can switch car categories around if you want to. Like some people might consider like a Nissan GTR or a Porsche as like an exotic or something like that. But it just depends. So you can swap things around if you need to. This is just telling the AI that the packages aren't customizable. This kind of just helps the AI to not just like, if somebody, because without this, if somebody was to say like, okay, how much would it be if I just wanted my seats conditioned and nothing else, or just wanted my seats clean and nothing else? We don't want the AI to just like make up negotiating prices and do all this stuff. We just tell the AI like our packages are fixed. We don't do custom packages or try and like customize packages to fit different budgets. Our prices are fixed. We don't do discounts and all this other stuff. Now, if you do offer like military discount, you can tell the AI, you can set up set of instructions here saying like, we offer 15% off for veterans. You can say something like that, veterans and first responders, and the AI in that case, if somebody asks for a military discount, will be like, yeah, we do offer that. So business info, company name, speakeasy window tinting, email. Now this is where you just put your business info. This is going to obviously be different for everybody, the way the AI can give accurate information. If you happen to be a mobile service, the AI, you can switch from, company location to service area, and, get rid of all the shop stuff, and just like we're mobile. And then just modify it that way, or modify the shop stuff to make sense for mobile. Now, the sales process, this is where we tell the AI about our greeting here. Now, if you look, we have this, we label number one, step one is greeting. Now, your first message from the customer will be a reply to this greeting, so you'll take over and continue the conversation from there. This isn't really related to the playground, but this is important for our actual deployment, and we'll get into that and where that makes sense in the next video. We actually, after we've got this AI built out, we're going to actually start connecting it to the channel so they can start messaging to our real customers. And that's going to be more important for the next video step, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. But this is where we define our greeting. So this is where you'll make the greeting that you want the AI to send. Now, again, where we have these generic placeholders like name and vehicle, I'm going to show you how to replace this with the individual's name and vehicle for different customers. So the AI will be able to use their specific name and vehicle with the greeting. But this greeting could be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the one I have. You could, if you're running a 20% off, window tinting special, you could have it, thank you for our 20% off, or your interest in our 20% window 20% off window tinting special for your Ford F-250. Like, what windows do you want tinted? You'd have it do whatever. But Again, the more, like I said, you just have to adjust your sales process and make it make sense for your application. And again, just trial it, dial it in through changing the prompt up and the language and really honing it in so it's doing what you want it to do. So number two, after they reply with what tint combination they want, thank them for the info, and then inquire if existing tint removal or needs removal. So we also have this step in between where we tell the AI, and this is important, we tell the AI to label internally, like take mental note of how many doors this vehicle has. Is it a 2-door, 4-door, small SUV, or a large SUV? Because that determines what the pricing packages we're going to give are. So you could see multiple different vehicle categories up here could fall under 2-door, for example, exotics, or, sports cars or vintage muscle cars, or even 2-door pickup trucks. So there's a lot of, it's not just about the vehicle, your make and model, it's about how many windows does this vehicle have? So for large SUVs, we have the AI might look more to, again, the large SUVs and the category that falls into, and then give pricing based on that. So I'll show you how the pricing structure actually works later here as we go down. But that's what that's doing. So it's taking internal label of what category does this vehicle fall under. So like, for example, if you don't have a large or small SUV category, you just have an SUV category, you could get rid of small SUV and large SUV and just say SUV, if that makes sense, and then just make this work for your pricing structure. So number two, the second step is where we ask about the removal, so we can give accurate removal pricing. And then we tell the AI, if they're not specific about the number of windows and which windows, be sure to clarify this information so that you can give accurate pricing for the removal. So if somebody says, yeah, I have tint that needs removed, we want to know how many windows, what windows, because we have different pricing for different removal, or what windows need to be removed. So we don't want the AI to just continue. We want them to, if they say, yeah, I have tint that needs removed, but don't be specific, we want the AI to come back and ask again, like, okay, thank you for the information, which windows exactly are you referring to? So step number three, and you can see the general, if you guys are going to change the sales process up and make your own, you see it's numbered by step. We kind of tell the AI what's going on. We give it a little bit of context in each step. You can look at the structure of the way things are going. Now you can see in some steps we have it give exact information, like exact quotes, and then other steps we give it more generic information, like in number two here, we say after they reply with what tint combination they want, thank them for the info. Next, inquire if existing tint needs to be removed. We don't tell the AI say exactly this thing. We just give it general instructions, and it comes up with the message on its own. And then we tell it, like, hey, wait for reply. This helps the AI to understand, like, don't continue past this point until they reply. If they are not specific about the number of windows, and again, this is just telling the AI, like, don't continue past if they aren't specific. Ask again. Or ask them for which windows specifically. So number three, the third step, again, is pricing and options. So we tell the AI very generically, once you've determined if they need any tint removed, provide pricing for standard and ceramic tinting, tint removal costs if they have any tint that needs to be removed. Then we say, after presenting the options, ask what the client is leaning towards. This, and then we can accommodate any darkness level preference. Pricing remains the same. So this is more generic instructions, not telling the AI exactly what to say, but just generally like, hey, this is what step you're on. This is what you need to, kind of say, and base it around the customer's specific needs and information. So number four here, we tell the AI that if they want to move forward, with one of those options, so saying like, hey, after number three, if they do want to move forward, if they haven't said, oh, I can't afford it, or I don't want to do the price or whatever it is, if they do want to continue with one of the packages, offer, and I do tell it to be specific with the way it phrases this because I want it to say this exact thing. Now I tell it to say, okay, great. Before we get you scheduled, are you interested in getting your windows tinted? Or your windshield tinted. We have the following options. To tell it to give the full windshield brow, and pricing for each, and ask if they are interested in any of these options. Now, the reason I'm very specific here is I want it to say the phrase before we get you scheduled. I want it to seem like this is like a basic little upsell. And I'd say like, one in every three people take this little upsell just because the AI offers it. And I'd say it can add a lot of extra cash coming into the business when the AI offers this. So 1 in 3 people usually take this upsell. So I want it, but I wanted to say it very specifically. I wanted to say before we get you scheduled, I don't want the person to think, okay, great, I don't want the person to wonder how long this conversation is going to go on for, how many more times they're going to try and offer them services. Like, I don't want the customer to think, are they going to offer me detailing next? Are they going to try and upsell me to a ceramic coating? Like, I want the customer to think like, okay, we're about to be scheduled, and then just think that we're almost done with the conversation here, and then just lightly mention the windshield upsell. So that's kind of like a little psychological thing, just to mention. I want the customer to think we're almost done with the conversation. Um, just one more step. And then I tell the AI again, if they do want one of the windshield options, but if they are not specific about which option, they to be sure to clarify. Again, so if they were to say, I want the full windshield, we want the AI to come back and say, okay, awesome. Do you want the standard or the ceramic option? If they happen to be generic and don't say which one. So number 5 is once they've determined what windows we want done, be sure to ask what tint percentage they're looking to get in what windows. So the way the AI can collect that information. And number 6 is once they've confirmed they want to move forward with all of our services that they've gotten so far, proceed to your closing steps and collect a timeline for when they want to have this service done. I say also mention a little note about avoid discussing legalities and safety of window tinting. If they ask, tell them a representative will give them more info. So if at any point in the conversation they ask about legalities or safety of window tint, I just want the AI to say, "Hey, listen, we a representative will reach out here shortly to give you information, the information you're looking for on those aspects or on that stuff, and then the AI will help them continue figure out what services they want, and then that letting them know a representative will reach out with them shortly to give them that information." This isn't something that comes up too often. I'd say maybe one in every 15 conversations somebody asks something about legalities or what's illegal and legal and what is it safe and all that stuff. So the AI, I just for liability purposes, I usually just have the AI just transfer that to a representative. And when I say transfer to a representative, the AI just says, "Hey, listen, we'll go over that shortly. Once we get this conversation, help you get your packages, what packages you want figured out. Representative will help you go over that information." So then we get these prices include lifetime warranty for peace of mind, tint pricing and vehicle category examples, 2 front windows. So this is where we get into pricing. So we have the way the pricing is structured. Now there's some spacing here. I'm gonna add spaces to this so it's a bit easier to understand. I gotta see where everything starts and ends. So if you look at the way this is spaced out, this is inside of our box of window tint information. It's inside the parentheses. We mention the lifetime warranty. If you don't have a lifetime warranty, just remove that information. It's here and it's down here. So you guys have to, like I said, comb through this prompt and then adjust it to what you need to make it work for your business and customize it. So inside the tint pricing and vehicle category, we give some important, like the way it's structured is important. So we offer our package of front 2 windows only. We say standard tint $120, ceramic tint $90. So whatever your tinting options are, you'll put those here with pricing. Now the way we have everything structured pricing wise is we do the coupe and 2-door trucks. So coupes and 2-door trucks. We give a few examples of what those might be, like what those vehicles might be. And then we say what the pricing and options are for each tint option. And then we also say this includes what's included in this package. So this helps the AI understand the structure and help recommend the right packages for the right vehicles and do all the right pricing and give correct quotes and everything. So includes front 2 windows and back glass. So again, we have a sedan and 4-door truck, and then we again give some examples of what those might be, and then what or whatever ceramic tint and the standard tint what's included. You guys get the idea. Now, obviously, everybody's pricing structure might be a little bit different, but you just have to look at this format and kind of re-engineer this to work with your pricing, and then test it. Is it doing what you want it to do? And then dial the prompt in so that it's working the way you want it to. If you're changing all this stuff up, but just keep to this structure, because this structure has produced very, 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 very consistent results. Like, the AI is always giving the correct pricing with this structure here. Again, follow this structure when you guys are re-engineering this for your specific pricing. And what I mean by that is, maybe you guys just have SUV, you don't have large SUV and small SUV, you just have SUV. So you could rename this. What that would look like maybe is like renaming or taking out small and large, and then copying all the examples I list here and pasting them into here. So that would look like, it would say SUV, and then all the examples of different SUVs, large and small, and then the pricing that you would switch your pricing to whatever it needs to be, and then what's included. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, you'll just have to kind of understand the way the information is structured in this prompt, and then if you guys are going to have a modification to it, just stick to what I have here, because again, this is producing very, 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 very consistent results, and so it's already working extremely well. So we also have our front windshield options. We say windshield only, all vehicles, standard tint, 180, ceramic tint, 315. And then this is where we have and then we have our tint removal. So this is where we offer the cost per removal for different types of windows. Now, let's just say, for example, you guys have a single window option. So if somebody they just want one window retinted because their tint's bubbling or whatever it might be. Let's just say single window tint pricing. Single window pricing. Or individual. I'd actually say single window tint, or not window tint, single window only option. So instead of having a two front only, we'll have a single only, and we'll follow the same structures we had before, and that will look like this. So we'll put I don't know, $40. I'm just making it up here, but $40. And then for the standard tint, and then ceramic tint will be $70. So for single ceramic tint window, it'll be 70. I guess that doesn't even make sense, because we'll just say it's 100. I'm just trying to think of what pricing actually would make sense, because it's cheaper to just pay for the single windows. Okay, so we'll do $70 for the standard tint for a single window only, and a ceramic tint for $100 for a ceramic tint single window only. So yeah, so again, you guys can just see the general gist of the information structure and how that works. Now, let's just say you wanted to say, well, what if you wanted to add, they only wanted to do the back glass only. We could add that as well. So let's just say, instead of just having, come on, stop acting stupid when I try and highlight. Let's just copy paste this area. We'll make this a back glass only option. Back glass only options. Now, instead of a front windshield only option, we also have a back glass only option, and we'll make it standard for all vehicles. We'll make the back glass. I'll just leave the pricing the same, because it's pretty similar to windshield size. I mean, not. I mean, it's just depends on the vehicle, but we'll just make it standard across the board. Again, you can change the pricing structure, I guess, however you guys want, but that's how I'm going to leave it just for now because it. I guess. Well, I guess we don't need a brow for the back glass, but so back glass only, standard and ceramic tint. That's the pricing. And that's how that information is structured. So let's do a quick test to see if what the information we just gave it works the way we want it to. So let's go down here and let's ask it, hey, I'm looking to get my driver door window tinted because the current tint is peeling, and I also want the back glass tinted as well. Alrighty. Cool. So the AI says, sure, I can help you with that. Could you tell me what the year, make, and model of your vehicle is? This would help me give you an accurate pricing. Also, do you want the standard ceramic tint for your windows? I have a 2016 Ford F-250 and the standard, I guess. So the AI says, thanks for the information for your 2016 Ford F-250. Here's the cost breakdown. To remove and retint the driver door window, the removal cost is $30 and the standard tint cost is $70. So for tinting the back glass, the standard tint cost is $180. So in total, it will be $280 before taxes. Both services come with our lifetime warranty for peace of mind. Does this sound good to you? If so, are there specific tint darkness levels you have in mind for the windows? Perfect. So you can see right there, we added some new information to our AI, and our AI was accurately able to give this customer a quote to get the driver's side door window tinted and remove the tint as well. And just so you guys know, this is like stuff like this is the difference between an exceptional AI and one that's mediocre. Is, because of our thorough prompt engineering and the way we have this AI dialed in through a good prompt, the AI interpreted that because I said we had peeling of our current tint, the AI interpreted, oh, okay, great, so they need tint removed on this window first. It didn't even have to ask us. It already knows that we have tint that needs to be removed because we mentioned the peeling of the current tint. So the AI already automatically gave us that quote. Again, that's just little nuanced stuff like that. It goes a long way with making these AIs exceptional. And that's just one of those reasons, again, that the AI technology has gotten so amazing. But anyway, so it gave us correct information for the tinting of the back glass only and the cost to remove the door tint for the driver's door window, and then the cost to add a single window tint to that window. And then again, it goes on to get collect the tint darkness levels we want and whatnot. So anyway, that's just an example, but yeah. Go back, clear the history. A side note: anytime you guys are testing, the process of testing you should put in your initial greeting message. Sorry, I'm adjusting my hat. Put in your initial greeting message. Put in your initial greeting message, and then copy that into here. You'll put it as an assistant. You'll hit add, and that way your assistant message is in there, and then you'll respond from there as the user, and that will simulate the AI having sent the original message. You're responding to that original message, and then you can test it from there and do conversations. And anytime you guys change anything with the temperature or the prompt, what you'll want to do is to retest is you'll go back, clear your history, delete whatever messages you want to delete, and then do the conversation again and see if it's doing what you want it to do. And then you'll hit save anytime you want to save updates. So let's see. Again, deleting the conversation history is important because if we want a clean slate whenever we test our AI. Gotcha. I'm trying to think. So we have additional tint services. This is where we get into a bit more about like the way the AI describes the tint services. So if you want the AI to describe the difference between tint and the standard and the ceramic tint differently and describe the difference in what you like to describe it to customers as, that's where you'll like change this description here. That's where you'll describe that and change all that. We say all tint services include a lifetime warranty. This is where we just give general information. We say the time frame will vary. We ask for the vehicle to be dropped off in the morning. It will be ready by the late afternoon for pickup. In case they ask, ceramic tint doesn't visually look any different than standard tint. The brand of tint is American Standard. So you'll just again, replace and add or take away information that you need to here. Now, this is where I mentioned to the AI that if they have factory tint, we can't remove it as it's inside the glass itself, but it doesn't have any UV or infrared projection properties. It doesn't have the UV or IR rejection properties or benefits of our aftermarket benefits. Doesn't have the UV or IR rejection benefits of our aftermarket tint options. Yeah. So if they aren't sure if the tint is factory or aftermarket, we can determine that when the car comes in. So if they're like, I don't really know how to tell, I didn't buy that this car is used or whatever, the AI could just say, listen, here's the cost for removal if it needs removal. If not, then great. If it's factory, it doesn't need removal. We can determine that when we get the car in here for sure. So if the user inquires about detailing, ceramic coating, paint correction, dent repair, damage repair, informing representative will assist them with these other details. So if they happen to ask okay, do you offer detailing as well? Because this AI is selling window tint, we'll have it just say yeah, sure, we do offer that as an option. Representative will reach out shortly to go over those options with you and help you find a package. Again, remember this AI is going to be responding to leads that opted in for window tint services. So they're looking for window tint services, but if they happen to mention our other services, the AI can, respond to them. Now this is where we have the objection handling. Now, if you don't want the AI to do any objection handling responses, then delete this entire section. But if you do want the AI to kind of respond to certain responses that you might get, I need to think about it, I'm still shopping around, or that I need to speak with my spouse, this is where you would change the way the AI handles those objections. So if you look, we have, we say the handling the need to speak with my spouse scenario or similar, we have the AI say, absolutely, I completely understand and wanting to discuss with your spouse. Out of curiosity, what do you think their biggest concern might be about our service? We provide an exceptional level of service. We have over 120 Google reviews with a 5-star average. I'd like to provide you with any information or clarity that could help your conversation with them. So this is basically telling the AI what to say in this case. What the AI to say in this case. If they say that. Now, then after they share the concern, they share the concern, the AI says, I see where you're coming from. And then the AI addresses the concern directly. Many of our clients have had similar concerns, and here's how our service caters to that. And the AI will tell them how the service caters to their specific concern. Again, I kind of leave it up to the AI to come up with this. AI usually does a good job. It's actually unbelievably good at reasoning with the users and helping them address their concerns. And then additional support. The AI says, if you both have any further questions, I'm here to help. Would you like any additional materials or resources to share with them? So they might say okay, well, do you have reviews or, what's your website, stuff like that. So the handling, I need to think about it scenario. Again, you could modify this or just remove this entirely. The handling, I need to think about it scenario or similar. The AI says, absolutely, it's essential to make an informed decision. We are informed decisions, and we provide an exceptional level of service. We have over 125-star reviews on Google. Is there a specific concern holding you back or something that you're afraid of happening if you're afraid of happening if you were to decide to work with us. Perhaps I can provide more clarity or address any doubts you might supposed to say have any doubts you might have. And then handling the AI says I'm still shopping around, or that not the AI says the handling I'm still shopping around scenario. The AI says, sure, no problem. We hope to be the ones to serve you. If you're looking for the best customer experience and quality, service quality, we are it. We have over 125-star or Google reviews with a 5-star average. Please check out some of these great things previous customers have said about us on Google if you're on the fence about who to go with. Then we just basically tell the AI, if you're not sure if you can accurately respond to an inquiry, just reply and say the representative will reach out shortly to give the best answer. If a user asks for photos of anything, tell the representative from our team will reach out to shortly to help them. So you can see in the end there, we just kind of tell the AI one last set of instructions, like, if you get a request that you can't deliver yourself, be safe and just say a representative will reach out to give the best answer for that. So yeah, that's how it all works. That's a general deep dive of this prompt. Again, like I said, guys, this is for window tinting specifically, but I'm going to be going over my detailing and ceramic coating prompts as well. And then I'm going to do in the next video, it's going to be a deep dive on how to connect the AI to actually set it to respond to your users or your leads over text message and initiate sales conversations and walk your customers or leads to a booking automatically through text message, having the AI automate that stuff and do it for you. So yeah, that's going to be the next section. And then once that section is going to allow you to have multiple different agents. So you can have a window tint AI sales agent that is responding to your window tinting leads from your ads. And then you can have, if you're running detailing leads as well, you could have a detailing AI sales agent responding to your detailing leads, and same thing with other services as well. You can have a ceramic coating AI sales agent responding to ceramic coating leads. So you can have different agents for different services in your business. And then, like I said, I'm going to be coming out with my master AI sales agent for your Facebook and Instagram DM, so that if you have customers who say, hey, I'm interested in having window tint and ceramic coating put on my 2020 Porsche GT4, the AI can sell both of those services in the same AI sales agent, in the same conversation to that customer, give custom quotes, take them through your sales processes, and then book them on autopilot for you through your Instagram and social medias as well. And that will be another tutorial as well. But just to get you guys excited for what's to come, hopefully you guys found this super valuable so far. And then one more thing as well is I'm going to be also setting up a tutorial on how to allow your AI to respond to leads or reach out to leads who comment underneath of your posts or ads. So like sometimes if you're running ads, you'll get people to comment underneath of them saying like, how much for a Jeep Grand Cherokee, or I'm interested, stuff like that. The AI will be able to actually reach out and send them a DM and say, hey, I saw that you're interested in getting a service done. Can you confirm that you're make and model, or just whatever you want it to say. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So lots of stuff to come. Hopefully you guys found this super valuable. Again, you'll be able to access this playground with this AI already in it, and you'll be able to build on top of my already working model and go from there and customize it as needed, and then set it live so it can start closing your leads. I also was going to say, I know that some people don't necessarily love the idea of AI working in their business for them. That's completely fine. This isn't a tool everybody's going to want, but for those who are interested in it, hopefully you guys find it valuable, and it changes your business forever. So, all right, guys, well, we'll jump into that next tutorial and actually start connecting this to our go high level, so we can have it start responding and closing our leads.